everybody, this is Lauren of Plan Mosh Plan. Welcome back to another plan with me. This week I am planning in my new 2020, can I still say new? I don't know. My 2020 Erin Condren Life Planner Vertical Neutral, as always, or as most of the time. This is the planner that I memory plan in. If you're new, I know there's been a lot of new people lately, so I call them my plan with me's, but really my decorative planning for the most part in my Erin Condren are memory plans. So I'm using this New York City kit by Lil Bees because I went to New York City this week for a business trip. So I'll talk a little bit more about that, but I did want to talk quickly about the washi that I'm laying down as I'm laying it down, because this is part of the planner that I've been really struggling. I mean, it's no secret, I don't think anybody who's a decorative planner enjoys the changes that were made to the Erin Condren this year. I don't want to speak for everybody, but I feel like I can say that with relative confidence. And for me, like this section down here has been especially difficult to deal with, just really obnoxious, because I really like to make sure that there's space in between. I like to have two pieces of washi at the bottom, and I like to make sure there's space in between the two pieces of washi, and also in between the washi and the like actual columns of the day. So what I did this week was I whited out the little hexagonal things at the bottom, and then I also whited out the like lines that connect everything right there, and then I just kind of used the top of those hexagonal like boxes as the bottom of my columns. This is going to be so hard to follow. I wish I would have said it as I was planning it, although it went so fast. But I used that as the like bottom and then of the columns, but the day by day columns, and then I used the kind of top line or the bottom line of where the hexagonal like boxes end as the top line of my bottom washi. So that worked out really well because there's a big there's a defined like line, a defined line where the columns end for each days, which I really like. I don't like when it extends past. I don't like when you can see the lines or anything. I don't like when it's just random space that doesn't have an ending. And then I was able to line up the top piece of bottom washi with that bottom strip, so it was all really like kind of lined up and then straight and all that. And then the bottom washi, I didn't have to, because Lil Bees has a pretty thick paper and these colors weren't like super light. I mean, it's a pretty light pink. I didn't have to white out a ton of crap at the bottom. I just kind of whited out like little pieces of like where the lines extend vertically down that you would be able to see in between the piece of the top and bottom washi. So that was a lot of talk, a lot of talk about bottom washi. But if you're like me and you plan in this planner, or you've been planning in Erin Condren's prior to this year and then you switch for this year, it's like a big thing. Like it's really annoying and just like a whole other thing you have to think about. So whenever you kind of figure something out and it works and you're like, all right, I can deal with this without going through an entire tube of, or whatever, what is it called? Container? What do you call a whiteout dispenser? Roll? What is that thing that I'm using? An entire thing of whiteout. It's just that's a success that I want to talk about and share. So, all right, bottom washi. The rest of the stuff that I'm putting down here is all from the kit, except for this piece of Simply Gilded washi that I used to just kind of finish off the bottom of that box, or excuse me, the sidebar. The date covers are from the kit, but the date dots I used are from Sweet Bella XO. And then I think I talked about this in my last plan with me, maybe not, but I've been trying to kind of emulate the flag and the month up top in the left-hand corner of like the first page of the spread, because where it says January now, or Jan or whatever it says, I don't know, where it says the month now is in that giant hexagon that's obviously was not made for this style of planning. So I've been whiting that out, and then I still really like to have the month there. So I've been adding a month script and kind of putting a flag there and starting the sidebar lower, just because I like how that looks. I don't like when the sidebar starts too high. It just doesn't look good to me. It looks way too, for a white space planner like me, it just looks like way too much like going on over there. So anyways, the Jan sticker is from Letters to Apollo, and I have some other ones from other shops too, but that's that. Okay, we're well into the day by day now, which I did scattered boxes, so you'll see that soon, but it's just easier with this new planner to do the scattered boxes than it is to like try and designate them and line them up. That's a disaster. My brain hates it. I'm not used to it. I don't want to do it. Maybe I'll figure it out later in the year, but right now I'm just like not into it. And I've been really liking the look of the scattered box spreads. I kind of like shift year to year, and even planner spread to planner spread. Okay, sorry. Now I'm really going to talk about Monday. Okay, on Monday I had 2 meetings, so I marked that with a flag from the kit. It has 2 towers in it, so I didn't do that on purpose. I'm just noticing it now. I probably should know what those are, but I don't. Is that the Brooklyn Bridge? I don't know. I'm probably going to embarrass myself. I marked like work thing with a laptop right there that was just a really big deal that day, and then I marked packing. I started to pack and kind of do laundry and stuff, I think, for the trip, because I was leaving for my business trip the next couple days. I just put a bow from Sticky Sloth Design over the backpack that was already on the half box. And then I just marked some of my to-dos. I had to book some appointments on my train and stuff, all whatever, I cut down a checklist from the kit and the to-do header, and then just positioning the box and the header from the kit, this kind of pattern bow header from the kit, and taking a nail polish from Paper Blush Bar. It's a new sheet that I have from her that I think is so cute, to just mark that I painted my nails. I really wanted to, we've got sirens. Hold on, let's pause. I really wanted to write, like when I was, when I was editing this and I watched it, I was like, oh, I wish I would have written nails, like just written nails in script, like a cursive, kind of flowy how I do, instead of just in my regular handwriting, but whatever. Okay, on to Tuesday. Tuesday was I marked 1 year anniversary with the Panda Bird Designs laptop girl to mark my 1 year anniversary at work. Technically, I've been with the company that I'm with, and in the team that I'm on for like 2.5 years, but I was a contractor before then, and a year ago on that day was when I actually started as like I was working full-time, but it's called a full-time employee. So marked that, and then I marked having 3 meetings that day with another flag from the kit, and then I am marking that I went to Dry Bar to get a blowout. I had gotten a Brazilian blowout, which essentially is the same thing as a keratin. I have gotten plenty of both. I have no idea what the difference is supposed to be. I think that they say Brazilian blowout to make your hair straighter and they last shorter, so like more intense for a less amount of time, but I don't really notice a difference. Anyways, I had got one the weekend before, I think, just because I wanted to kind of have my hair be really nice and manageable. Well, I do them a few times a year anyways, because it helps make my very curly frizzy hair a little bit more manageable. So I just wanted to kind of have my hair nice for the business trip, because it was going to be like a week of me being away, and I was going to DC and New York, and it was going to be cold, and I wear my hair wet normally when it's natural. So I went and got a blowout, and I marked that with it's kind of like a third box from the kit, and a tasseled planner who's no longer open, whatchamacallit, hair dryer. I marked tidying up the apartment, just kind of like cleaning up and finishing packing with some candle sticker and a like luggage suitcase sticker from Piper Paper Company. And then on Wednesday is when I flew out to New York. I had a pretty early flight. 9:15 isn't that early, I guess, but I had to drive to a further airport than I like to normally go to. So I marked that by putting a half box on its side, and that airplane is from GP Sticker Studio, and then I'm marking just like New York City with a label kind of thing from the kit, and then New York Mets, I think, I don't know, Yankees, who knows, not me, I hate sports, a hat from the kit, the piece of deco. The flight I was working, it was really intense actually, because I was just working so furiously on the flight, because I was so worried about being out of the office and like in the field that I just was like, I have to get so much stuff done. It ended up being fine, but it was a lot of working. And then I marked checking into the hotel that I was at. I stayed at a really nice place. It was an Intercontinental, and it was very nice. So I marked that with a bow from the kit. And then that evening when I got home, or when I got there, I just marked that I got room service, which was pretty chill. Not that good, honestly. And I just spent more time working. Because I worked pretty late, actually, because of the time change. I live in the, Pacific Standard Time, and I was on, Eastern Standard Time, so it was all good. It worked out. I was, a little lonely and homesick anyways, too, so, what else are you going to do besides work? Okay, I marked that on Thursday. I grabbed breakfast really quickly at the hotel, and this, bagel or whatever, I don't know, donut bagel and little coffee to go cup were perfect, because I literally, breakfast was included with my stay, but this morning I was kind of running out the door early, and I just kind of grabbed a pastry and a coffee, so I thought that piece of deco just worked out really well. And then I marked where I went to work that day with a bow from the kit. And then my sister lives in New York, so I was in the Times Square area, I don't know what you call that, but she lives in Brooklyn, but she works remotely, so she was able to kind of come out and meet me. I was only really for kind of morning into afternoon hours. I wasn't there until the evening, just because they finished up early. And then, so I was able to kind of, after that, get lunch with my sister. So I used this Fox and Pip Girl. I used Fox and Pip Girls in the second half of the spread, not the first half of the spread. I still don't know how I feel about it, because I tend to not love character stickers. I don't know if I would have liked it more if I didn't use the character stickers, but they just went so well with the kit that I had to. So anyways, we got lunch, we shopped around a little bit, and I had 2 meetings in the afternoon also, and she actually came back with me to my hotel room and was just working with me while I had the meetings also. So that it was just nice. It was nice to have her there and just kind of be with me wherever. We were both so remote that it just kind of didn't matter. And then that evening I marked that, again, I worked pretty late that night because of the time change. And then, again, I got kind of homesick in the evening. So I called my mom, I called Steven, and I went to Shake Shack because Steven loves Shake Shack. He loves telling people, even though we're from California and we have In-N-Out, he loves telling people that he likes Shake Shack better. So I was okay, I'll go try it. There was one literally right next to my hotel. My verdict is that it's not better than In-N-Out. I have no idea what he's talking about. I don't know. It's fine. It's a burger. But In-N-Out is an In-N-Out burger, Shake Shack was just a good burger. But honestly, it had way too much. I don't like buns. The potato buns were way too much for me. Way too much. I just prefer protein style at I was going to say at Animal House because you can get animal style too at In-N-Out. Okay. On to Friday, I marked that I like I said, the breakfast was included at my hotel, so I went and got breakfast, and I ended up just kind of staying there and working remotely there all day because I didn't have to actually go in that day. So I marked that with a Hello Petite paper cup, and then I also marked payday. I just cut down a flag, and that payday script is from Rose Color Days. And then I put the full box at the bottom, and I'm kind of working up. So I worked all day, and then after work in the evening, I went and met my sister and one of her friends at a bar for happy hour drink. Honestly, I think it was later than happy hour. I don't even think. She knew the bartender, so she got very nice deals on the drinks, which was very sweet. Oh, I need to Venmo her, I think. Shoot. That just reminded me. I'm going to text her. Anyways, we went and got drinks at a bar is what I was trying to say. So I marked that. Well, I'm kind of working backwards here, but I'm putting down some bottom washi to mark, or just to kind of take up some space. I had taken the subway to the Lower East Side, I think is where we were, or what I'm told. I have no idea. I don't know where I was going. I was very proud of myself that I managed the subway all by my lonesome. So yeah. Anyways, marking the drinks with a a wine glass from Miss Jess Plans, and then the bows. All the bows that I used this week, I think, were the Giving Girl ones, and then all of the like heart overlays that I used this week were from Sticky Sloth Designs. So after we had the drinks at the bar in the Lower East Side, we actually went back to Brooklyn, which is where my sister lives, to have dinner at this place called Juliet's. It was super cute. It was a very kind of like kind of Instagram-y almost, I would say. Like, we were seated, I bet it would be a really cute brunch place because we were seated in, it was dark, obviously, it was nighttime, but we were seated in like a greenhouse almost. Like, I think that the ceiling was glass, but you could barely even tell because there was just all of these like hanging plants and vines that were beautiful, and they were real, and they were like hanging like almost like down to your head, really. So I felt like it'd be a really cute place for brunch because the food was really good. It was like fun, kind of exciting, good food. Like, I had a grilled octopus salad and a duck confit salad. It was like very good. And I had a fun drink, like a schmancy drink that had like, cinnamon and cardamom and whatever alcohols that I don't like know what they are. So I was like, oh, this would probably be a good brunch place, like in the morning with bright, in the greenhouse. I don't know, glass, whatever. Anyways, okay, enough of that. The silverware utensil that I used was from Crafts by Towie. And then what you just saw me do was obviously put down the double box kind of scene of, is that, okay, it's definitely not the Brooklyn Bridge. Looks like somewhere in time, what's that park called? Whatever. We all know what the park's called. I just can't think of it. I put down that and the weekend banner kind of layered over it. Okay, so that was my last day in New York. And then on Saturday, I took the train to Washington, D.C. because I had some work to visit there also. So I didn't mark a lot of the day because there was a lot that went on Saturday, but I got up early, got to the train station, and had Starbucks there. I took the train from New York to DC, is what I'm marking here. That it's like a half box-ish, kind of, not quite so big, is from My Newest Addiction. It's foiled, and then those cute stacking suitcases are from GP Sticker Studio. So I was at the train station in the morning, and it ended up getting super, super delayed. Like, my train was so delayed. So that was kind of a bummer. I ended up sitting there for hours, and then I finally, after a couple hours, was like, can I just get on another train? And I asked to switch, and they switched me. And then the second that they switched me, my train showed up, and I was like, switch me back. When they did, and it was fine. But so I marked my train being delayed. I just cut down another flag. One of them that has it was from the kid. It has a pretzel on it. There ends up being a lot of pretzels in this bottom right hand corner, and it is for sure bothering me, but oh well. And then what you saw me do earlier was I put that Panda Bird Design Laptop Girl over a quarter box to mark that when I was on the train, I edited my 2020 planner setup video, which I do love taking Amtrak trains. I've done it a couple times. I did it a couple times in college to visit Steven when we were in college, and my sister, I went and took a train to visit her too once. I love it. I think it's so relaxing and such a great way to travel. Really beautiful. Honestly, it's a lot more beautiful to do it in California, down the coastline, than it is in DC and New York in January, but still really nice. So I just marked that. And then once I was staying in Georgetown in DC, and I am obsessed with it. If you know anything about me, I don't love cities. I always say if I never had to go to another city again, I would be a happy lady. But Georgetown was such a cute part of DC. I loved it. I was staying right in the heart of it in such a cute hotel. It was so boutique-y and adorable. So that night when I got there, I ordered some food, I think on Caviar, and then I was like, you know what, no, I want to go out, and I just walked around downtown Georgetown, and I went into this place called Dough Jar and got some edible cookie dough that you don't have to bake, doesn't have eggs in it, and just kind of walked around to the shops and bars, and people were out. It was super cute, and I was like, I think I'm gonna like this place. And then on Sunday, I slept in because I had to work an overnight shift on Sunday night, so I marked sleeping in and Starbucks with that Fox and Pip girl And then I just kind of had a great day exploring Georgetown. It was so fun and relaxing, and I just really like love the area. I just walked around everywhere. So I had a pedicure appointment in the morning at 11:30 a.m. And then actually marked this kind of opposite, but I went right from the pedicure appointment I went to Dry Bar again, and I had another blowout appointment. Don't judge me. I just really didn't want to do my own hair for this trip. I wanted it done and easy, and I had the time to do it this day. So I went to the Dry Bar there, got my hair done. I marked it with these eyelashes. I think they're from Simply Watercolor Co. And then after that, I headed over to this little French, like, patisserie. I don't know how to say it. Little bakery. Had some cappuccino and pastries and a salad, whatever. That was really nice. Just kind of sat for a little bit. And then I am marking that I had my overnight work shift, which was literally, we were there until, like, I think 3 a.m, like, is no joke, which honestly, it wasn't that bad because 3 a.m. is really like midnight my time, like Pacific Standard Time, which is when I would go to bed anyways. So I like wasn't really like already totally on the time zone here. So it wasn't as bad as it could have been. Like, I've done that night shift in California for work too. And that's a lot more difficult, but doing it on the East Coast was not bad. So I just took this little Fox and Pip girl who like has a planner, and she looks like she's kind of working with her glasses in her planner, but she also looks like she's in her comfy kind of nighttime clothes. So I thought that kind of worked out well, and the colors just match so well. So yeah, that's the whole week for my New York City spread. I wasn't in New York City for very long, honestly, only a couple days of it, but I really love this kit. It's so, two Lil Bees, like, you can't go wrong with her kits. They're just so cute and classic. And I remember when this artwork came out, I really wanted it, but I was like, I'm not going to New York. And then once I knew I got it. So anyways, that's everything for me. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.